Hey everyone, welcome back to the Encrypted Capital Recap for Tuesday, June 8th. First off, everything is in the red today. Looking a little bloody, which is, as always, a great time to buy. Let's see what's going on here in the news. Donald Trump detests Bitcoin, calls BTC a scam, wants heavy crypto regulation. This guy comes out of the woodwork at the perfect time when we're now seeing the price of Bitcoin retrace back to right around the time Elon opened up his stupid face. Now we're coming back to that same point. Let's not forget this was all when Michael Saylor, Tesla, Coinbase IPO on this arrow. All this stuff was coming out in the news, which was the perfect time for the billionaires to unload on the retail traders. Now it looks like we're coming back down one more time to test this zone. Hopefully we get a nice push out of here. It does say that he talked about Bitcoin in an interview with Fox Business on Monday. Says he doesn't like Bitcoin and would not invest in it. Probably just sad he missed out on epic gains, or more than likely he's in the club and he already took part in the epic gains, and the powers that be are just using him as a front to push the price lower. Again, having the contrarian mindset and not falling for what mainstream media puts out. Next up, we got Bitcoin tumbles 10% after U.S. authorities claw back most of Colonial Pipeline crypto ransom. Again, looking at things from the opposite point of view, the DOJ's new ransomware and digital extortion task force has recovered most of the Colonial Pipeline ransom. The task force recovered 63.7 Bitcoin, or 2.3 millis, worth of the $4.3 million ransom. But the FBI did decline to specifically say how it seized the funds from quote-unquote dark side hackers. Very interesting to me, and my partner brought this up today, that these hackers took over a pipeline and all they asked for was $4.3 million. Seems a little odd to me, and we also know this comes after the Suez Canal blockage. Essentially, in our opinion, people that are controlling the world and the government were looking to shut down the supply chain, and both of these instances took place within weeks of each other. So you have to think what's really going on here. Kind of a two birds, one stone, double whammy. We have the supply chain getting shut down and the Colonial Pipeline taking place right around this time, shortly after Elon's SNL appearance, to push the price lower and really freak people out. Obviously, the market did react negatively to that news. And it's funny that all of this news doesn't come out right around here when everything is super bullish. It always tends to take place right after we've had a huge epic rise. These are the news stories that come out to push the price lower. And as mentioned, this is where we think is a great time to buy, but obviously do your own research. Next up, Bitcoin 2021. One development could be huge for cryptocurrency's acceptance, fund manager says. And said that despite verbal attacks on the Federal Reserve and Elon Musk, the mood at the conference was largely positive. He said it feels a lot like 2017 felt, but with a broader base, and it's taking the movement forward from where it's been over the past 12 years. I tend to agree with that. Obviously, we have a lot more mainstream adoption coming into play. A lot of these large institutions and companies are stating that they are having Bitcoin on their balance sheet. And then it says that King mentioned the digital currency's recent sell-offs were muted. Instead, Bitcoin fans focused on longer-term developments, including El Salvador's president saying he would seriously consider making Bitcoin legal tender, a huge indicator of acceptance, King said. And yeah, we're going to start to see a lot more acceptance from these countries as time goes on, especially with the issuance of central bank digital currencies. Next up, we got crypto exchanges see biggest Bitcoin outflow in 7 months. A reason to cheer? Question mark. This traditionally bullish signal should be interpreted with caution and in the context of other indicators, one analyst said. So it says that with the price of Bitcoin off almost 50% from its all-time high, bullish traders are hanging their hopes on fresh data that might show the market is nearing a bottom. A big surge in outflows of the cryptocurrency from exchanges. So a lot of times when you see this outflow of Bitcoin from the exchanges, it basically just means that most traders are not looking to be selling their Bitcoin. We do anticipate a nice move to the upside here after we get through bottoming out, as we saw on the chart here, looking to form that double bottom as we go ahead and look to hopefully hit highs of 75,000 plus. Whether it continues on from there, I guess is anybody's guess. We'll have to really examine where we're at when that time comes. But in our opinion, with all the negative news coming out about Bitcoin, energy consumption, Donald Trump saying that he thinks it's a scam, even though the fiat dollar is the biggest scam in history. Let's not forget it's not backed by anything except people saying it has value. All this news comes out, it tends to come out at the bottom. You have to really look at the sentiment of the market and know that, when this was max hype over here, best time to sell your positions. When we have max fear taking place at a support line, this is generally going to be when you want to be looking to add to your positions, not selling in fear. Next up, what do we got? Top White House advisor Tim Wu holds millions in Bitcoin. White House antitrust advisor Tim Wu holds Bitcoin and Filecoin, according to a recent financial disclosure. It looks like this gentleman holds between 1 and 5 million Bitcoin. We also saw the mayor of Miami coming out recently talking about his Bitcoin and Ethereum holdings. And it says that U.S. President Joe Biden appointed Wu in March as Special Assistant for Technology and Competition Policy at the National Economic Council. And so we're starting to see a lot of these gentlemen take office that are part of the government talking about the Bitcoin that they hold. And this is a disclosure that these advisors do have to report on. And it seems like, perfectly timed news. If you ask me, a good time to signify that the bottom could be in. And then we go on to Vitalik Buterin, and he's surprised at just how long Ethereum 2.0 is taking. And this was also very interesting. Some of his comments that he made. He said that he admitted that building Ethereum has taken a lot more time than he anticipated. And if the Ethereum 1 blockchain, they thought it was going to take about 3 months, and that turned into 18 months. And now, proof of stake, the 2.0 version of Ethereum, he thought it was only going to take a year, and now it's taking 6. And I would look to note that essentially Ethereum 2.0 is going to come out at the perfect time. They're talking about end of 2021 and early 2022, which is when we think that the bull run is going to really start heating up, and you're going to see crazy price moves when Ethereum 2.0 comes out. As we've noted, Ethereum has followed Bitcoin's trajectory. It's only behind about one cycle. So with Bitcoin hitting 20K the last cycle, could we see Ethereum hitting 20K with the release of 2.0? Because notice that Ethereum 2.0 is not getting released during a bear market. I believe that a lot of this is going to be very, very well timed. 2.0 is going to come out exactly when they want it to, at massive hype. And let's not forget how we saw Coinbase IPO come out perfectly timed right here at the top. You couldn't hit it any better than that at $64,000 for your IPO. So could we anticipate Ethereum coming out right at the perfect time as we saw Coinbase? I do not think that all of these things happen via coincidence. A lot of these things happen and are meant to happen at just the right times. And so Ethereum 2.0, we'll see if it does meet that deadline of, I shouldn't say deadline, but that anticipated release of 2021, late 2021 into early 2022. If and when that happens, the crypto market should go crazy unless we've already had a massive move up to 15,000 for, let's say, Ethereum. And now we start to run into what we saw in the last bull run when Bitcoin was at 15,000. Mass hype came out. There was a lot of talk about Bitcoin going to 100K at that point, and it only went a few grand higher, topping out at 20K. So next up, Ripple publishes proposal for federated sidechains to keep main ledger lean. In lieu of expanding the main ledger's functionality, Ripple's developers argue that using federated sidechains will help preserve the blockchain leanness and efficiency for payments. So I read through this article and I'll kind of break it down for you guys. Essentially what they're trying to do is they have the main XRP ledger, and then what they're going to do is they're going to have a side chain or a parallel ledger which will allow the developers to experiment and explore other special interests used for DeFi and smart contracts, which is really cool. So basically that'll allow the main ledger, the XRP ledger, to still operate as efficiently and lean as it should, but will still give the developers the opportunity to go ahead and experiment and do whatever other projects they want on the side chain. So essentially it's just keeping the main chain free and still allowing the developers to do what they want to do on that side chain, which is really cool. And Schwartz was talking about this, and as previously reported, sidechains have become a popular approach for blockchain developers to try out new solutions to resolving scaling issues and integrate new functionalities into established blockchain ecosystems like Ethereum. So in a nutshell, that's basically what's going on for the XRP ledger, which is cool. And then as we also talked about, Garlinghouse did mention the other week that they were going to end up taking Ripple public once they sort out all this SEC stuff. So next up, Elon Musk's crypto tweets destroyed lives. Anonymous says as hacker group targets Tesla CEO. It was nice to see that the group Anonymous roasted Elon Musk and his tweets and how careless he was, and really did affect the lives of hardworking people that were getting involved in crypto because they idolized Elon Musk and bought in when Elon Musk was talking about how great it was all up in here, and now anybody who bought, and especially if you're trading on margin, which we never advise doing, you guys got liquidated and now you're down 50% of your money. Also, how we saw that same thing happen with Dogecoin and his tweets and his SNL appearance coming in at the high of 77 cents, dropped you all the way down to roughly 18 cents at one point. And if you got scared and panic sold, well, you were definitely down on your money. To us, it looks like this could be the end of a Dogecoin run. So we have never once publicly stated we were involved in Dogecoin, and we are completely out of Bitcoin for those reasons. Too much manipulation going on for our liking in those currencies. And I like how they also roasted Elon Musk, saying that he wasn't actually a founder of Tesla. He was just an investor. And very, very cool to see somebody calling him out. But I find it odd that Anonymous comes out for Elon Musk and the crazy stuff he's doing, but they're not really coming out for really any other troubling issues that are taking place in the world. So take it with a grain of salt. Cool to see him get roasted publicly, but who even knows what group is really behind Anonymous? It wouldn't surprise me if it's not exactly what we think it is. So with that being said, I think that will do it for this edition of the Encrypted Capital Recap. If you guys like what you heard, please drop us a like, comment, and subscribe. We do have a newsletter where we talk about our portfolio positions along with coins that we are looking at purchasing, sleeper projects, and all that good stuff. So check it out. If you want to support the channel, it's a great way to do so. And we will catch you all in the next video.